Hello everyone, hey, I'm here to tell you a little something about this book. It's called Awaken the Giant Within, written by Anthony Robbins. What this book is about, by reading this book, you'll learn how to take immediate control of your mental, emotional, physical, and financial destiny. And that's what this book is for, is to help you. If you feel like you're a bad person, this book is very much for you. If you're already a good person and stuff, but you feel like you need improvements and all that stuff, this book is for you. This book is for everyone, in fact. It doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter how positive you are, it doesn't matter how good of a person you are, it doesn't matter what kind of person you are, good or bad, negative or positive. This book is for you. By the way, this artist, Anthony Robbins, he wrote a book. Well, besides this book, he wrote this book, Unlimited Power. It's like his first book. And this is like his second book right here. It's called Awaken the Giant Within. Yeah, this is pretty much like he only wrote like two books, Limited Power and Awaken the Giant Within, so he only has like two books out or something. And I guess that's it. Anthony Robbins, he's like a success coach, and if you would like to watch videos of him, just go ahead and look him up on YouTube, and you'll see him up on stage. He's just like, I don't know, making a big old speech and crap. I don't know. But anyways, I'd like to read you guys the first chapter on this book. I'm probably not going to read the whole chapter, but at least maybe some of it, because this my webcam, it could only record only up to like 10 to 11 minutes of video or something. You can't really record that long. So yeah, alright, here goes the first chapter. The first chapter is titled Dreams of Destiny. And here's a little quote on this page as well. It says, "A consistent man believes in destiny, a capricious man in chance." And that quote was by Benjamin Disraeli. Alright, anyways, the start of this chapter. We all have dreams. We all want to believe deep down in our souls that we have a special gift, that we can make a difference, that we can touch others in a special way, and that we can make the world a better place. At one time in our lives, we all had a vision for the quality of life that we desire and deserve. Yet for many of us, those dreams have become so shrouded in the frustrations and routines of daily life that we no longer even make an effort to accomplish them. For far too many, the dream has dissipated, and with it, so has the will to shape our destinies. Many have lost that sense of certainty that creates the winner's edge. My life's quest has been restored in the dream to make it real, to get each of us to remember and use the limited power that lies sleeping within us all. I'll never forget the day it really hit me that I was truly living my dream. I was flying my jet helicopter from a business meeting in Los Angeles, traveling to Orange County on the way to one of my seminars. As I flew over the city of Glendale, I suddenly recognized a large building, and I stopped the helicopter and hovered above it. As I looked down, I realized that this was the building that I had worked in as a janitor a mere 12 years ago. In those days, I had been concerned of whether my 1960 Volkswagen would hang together for the 30-minute trip to work. My life had been focused on how I was going to survive. I had felt fearful and alone, but that day, as I hovered there in the sky, I thought, what a difference what a difference a decade can make. I did have dreams back then, but at the time it seemed they'd never be realized. Today, though, I've come to believe that all my past failure and frustration were actually laying the foundation for the understandings that have created the new level of living I now enjoy. As I continued my flight south along the coastal route, I spotted dolphins playing with the surfers in the waves below. It's a sight that my wife Becky and I treasure as one of life's special gifts. Finally, I reached Irving. Looking below, I was a little disturbed when I saw that the off-ramp to my seminar was jammed with bumper-to-bumper traffic for more than a mile. I thought to myself, boy, I hope whatever else is going on tonight gets started soon so that the people coming to my seminar arrive on time. But as I descended to the helipad, I began to see a new picture. Thousands of people being held back by security where I was just about to land. Suddenly, I began to grasp the reality. The traffic jam had been caused by people going to my event. Although we had expected approximately 2,000 attendees, I was facing a crowd of 7,000 in an auditorium that would hold only 5,000. When I walked into the arena from the landing pad, I was surrounded by hundreds of people who wanted to give me a hug or tell me how my work had positively impacted their lives. The stories they shared with me were incredible. One mother introduced me to her son who had been labeled hyperactive and learning disabled. Utilizing the principles of state management taught in this book, she was not only able to get him off the drug Ritalin, but they had also since been transferred to California where her son had been retested and evaluated at the level of genius. You should have seen his face as she shared with me his new label. A gentleman talked about how he had freed himself from cocaine using some of the success conditioning techniques you'll learn in this book. A couple in their mid-50s shared with me that after 15 years of marriage, they had been on the brink of divorce until they learned about personal rules. A salesman told me how his monthly income had jumped from $2,000 to over $12,000 in a mere 6 months, and an entrepreneur related that he had increased corporate revenues by over $3 million in 18 months by applying the principles of quality questions and emotional management. A lovely young woman showed me a picture of her former self, having lost 52 pounds by applying the principles of leverage that are detailed in this book. I was touched so deeply by the emotions in the room that I got choked up, and at first I couldn't speak. As I looked out on my audience and saw 5,000 smiling, cheering, loving faces in that moment, I realized that I'm living my dream. What a feeling to know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, I had the information, strategies, philosophies, and skills that could assist any one of those people in empowering themselves to make the changes they desired most. A flood of images and emotions flowed over me. I began to remember an experience I'd had only a few years before, sitting in my 400 square foot bachelor apartment in Venice, California, all alone and crying as I listened to the lyrics of a Neil Diamond song. I said to no one there. And no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried, said I, and I am lost. And I can't even say why, leaving me lonely still. I remember feeling like my life didn't matter, as if the events of the world were controlling me. I also remember the moment my life changed, the moment I finally said, I've had it. I know I'm much more than I'm demonstrating mentally, emotionally, and physically in my life. I made a decision in that moment, which was to alter my life forever. I decided to change virtually every aspect of my life. I decided I would never again settle for less than I could be. Who would have guessed that this decision would bring me to such an incredible moment? I gave my all at the seminar that night, and when I left the auditorium, crowds of people followed me to the helicopter to see me off. To say I was deeply moved by the experience would be an understatement. A tear slid down my cheek as I thanked my Creator for these wonderful gifts. As I lifted off the grass and ascended into the moonlight, I had to pinch myself. Could this be real? Am I the same guy who 8 years ago was struggling, frustrated, feeling alone, and incapable of making my life work? Fat, broken, wondering if I could even survive? How could a young kid like me with nothing but a high school education have created such dramatic changes? My answer is simple. I learned to harness the principle I now call concentration of power. Most people have no idea of the giant capacity we can immediately command when we focus all of our resources on mastering a single area of our lives. Controlled focus is like a laser beam that can cut through anything that seems to be stopping you. When we focus consistently on improvement in any area, we develop unique distinctions on how to make that area better. One reason so few of us achieve that what we truly want is that we never direct our focus, we never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. In fact, I believe most people fail in life simply because they major in minor things. I believe that one of life's major lessons is learning to understand what makes us do what we do, what shapes human behavior. The answers to this question provides critical keys to shaping your own destiny. My entire life has been continually driven by a singular, compelling focus. What makes it the difference in the quality of people's lives? How is it that so often people from such humble beginnings and devastating backgrounds manage, in spite of it all, to create lives that inspire us? Conversely, why do many of those born into privileged environments with every resource and success at their fingertips end up fat, frustrated, and often chemically addicted? What makes some people's lives an example and others a warming? What is the secret that creates passionate, happy, and grateful lives in many, while for others the refrain might be is that all there is? Alright, that's all I'll read for now, but yeah, remember, Awaken the Giant Within is a really good book. It's for anyone, like I said earlier in this video. Alright, peace, bye.